Hey, everybody, I hope you're doing well today. Well, let's take a look at the short run and long run in our key term series of theory of the firm. Some critical terms you must understand in order to make sure you have clarity in your studies of theory of the firm. So take a look at this chart. I think it's super helpful. The series starts off right here with the short run and the long run. And you see that these terms fit into the general terms you need to know for cost in the cost section of cost, revenue, and profit. And the series will continue through the short run costs and through the long run costs. So check out other videos if you're interested in good definitions and some context for those terms. All right, the short run and the long run. Before we look at this and start talking about the terms on this page or the words on this page, let me just tell you something I tell my students here in Santiago, Chile. Like the short run, that's the present tense. The long run, that's the future. And if you just think about the short run as the present and the long run as the future, it's going to really help you understand the analysis and evaluation you're going to have to do for these graphs. And because if you think about it, you can only really actually make things in the present tense. So if the present tense is the short run, then all production must take place in the short run, okay? So that's a really important idea for you to know, that all production takes place in the short run when you're looking at all of these analyses and evaluation of theory of the firm. And the long run, well, you can't really make something in the long run, or you can't really make something in the future, but you plan for the future. So all planning in IB economics takes place in the long run, okay? There's one other factor that separates between the short run and the long run, and it has to do with the factors of production. So check this out. The short run is a time period during which at least one factor of production, land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship, such as land or capital, is fixed and cannot be changed by the firm. Let me read that again. The short run is the time period during which at least one factor of production is fixed, such as land or capital, and cannot be changed by the firm. All production takes place in the short run. What does that mean? Factors of production. Back to the basics. Land, labor, capital, entrepreneurship. Forget entrepreneurship for a second. In the short run, you have land, labor, capital. What are the most difficult things to change? They are land and capital. Land is the actual surface of the earth or whatever minerals you might be using. Capital, of course, is the plant or the factory or the machines that you are using for production. Those are pretty fixed compared to labor. Okay? Labor is the variable factor in almost all things we study here in theory of the firm. Why? Because you know very well from life experience probably that people get fired and hired pretty quickly, right? If a firm is doing well, they hire more workers. They can change the variable costs and have more production. If a firm is doing poorly, they can quickly fire workers. And frankly, firing workers is a good way of saving costs the fastest because labor usually is one of the largest costs to a firm. So the short run, you got land, labor, capital. At least one of those is fixed. Usually it's two, and the variable factor is labor. Now the long run is the time period in which all factors of production or inputs can be changed. So all the factors of production can be changed, including entrepreneurship. Okay? So I hope that helps you understand the long run and the short run and how it impacts production. Keep working on this. Keep working on these sorts of terms. They're really helpful to build your discourse and both for your written and spoken words in economics. All right, my friends, take care. I hope you found this to be helpful. We'll talk to you in a bit.